Look at this pretty bike right here. Uh-oh, what are we doing today?
Hey, two beauties, bro. We're gonna go hit up Mexico, undisclosed location.
Undisclosed.
Hey, see if we can get some riding in.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Just made it to the spot. Got my man John here with me.
Hey, you motovlogging, bro?
We're motovlogging, guy.
You have to check out my motovlog.
Yeah, go check this man's channel out. Link, I'll put it down below. But yeah, we're gonna get out here. I'm gonna teach this man how to do some drifts today. He's a big learning guy today, huh?
Yeah. I'm like the ultimate wannabe, so don't get your hopes set too high.
Alright, we won't get our hopes set too high. But he's got this perfect spot to practice. So, we're gonna unload these bikes. Ready to learn how to do some drifts?
Let's do it to it, bro.
Get to it.
Hey, let me warm up with a few baby wheelies first, dude.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Get comfy.
Hey, just get straight into it, dude. Right up the throttle, dump the clutch, turn the bars.
Just do it. Sir. Yo, what is up, guys? We are out here at the famous spot that I'm making famous, I guess. Haha. Anyways, we're back here. Got my bike. Got a truck that is not mine. It's because it's that man's over there. His name is John from John's Moto Garage. He's out here practicing with me today. We finally got time to link up together, and so he's over there practicing his wheelies and whatnot, getting them down, trying to get to the popping that bike up straight to balance point so he can just control the wheelie from there. But I'm here. I'm gonna teach you guys how to drift one of these things. I'm gonna do a little how-to tutorial for you guys. I'm gonna go from a beginner's standpoint and work our way to where I'm at right now. So we're gonna go through all those steps to get there. I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. I don't know how short I'm gonna be able to do this, but hopefully you guys stick around till the end, and hopefully you guys can take these tips and tricks and go learn how to drift one of these things. So yeah, let's get to it. guys. So when you guys first start to drift, the scariest thing is the bike getting out of control underneath you. So what you're gonna want to do is probably get comfortable with the bike slinging out from underneath you, and the best way to do that is kind of just coming in and locking the rear wheel up, and then kind of just riding out of it. When you do that, you're gonna want to pull in the clutch, get your speed up, pull in your clutch, lock the rear wheel up, and get used to it sliding. And you can even come to a 90 just like I just did, and just get used to that, honestly, and then do that. Repetition is always the best thing when trying new tricks. So just do it over and over and over and over and over again until you get comfortable with that rear tire coming out from underneath you, because that is the biggest thing. When I first started trying to drift, that's what I was afraid of, was the rear tire coming out from underneath me, or high siding. That was my two biggest fears, which now high siding is just my biggest fear. But that's what would pretty much stop me from trying to drift. Or if I was trying to drift, I wasn't putting my full effort in to it because I had that fear in the back of my head. So first things first is trying to get over that fear. At least for me, that's what it was. If you don't have that fear, great, good for you, even better. So you just want to get used to that. And when I first started drifting, another big issue I had was trying to get it to just do full circles, and it's just, drifting's all about momentum. So the faster you come in, you want to keep that same momentum when you pop the clutch. You don't want to come to a complete stop, which is a lot of people's issue as well, is they come in and they do this complete stop, and then they try to start their drift, which I find way more difficult to do. A lot of people do it, and you can do it like that, but I find it way easier. And these are just my tips and tricks. Everyone's different. You can take these and put your little touches on them, whatever you feel comfortable with. So you're gonna want to keep your momentum up. So when you come in, you want to pop your clutch like right now. And when you get used to doing circles, you can play with lean angle. But yeah, I just got in the zone right there. I'm sorry, guys. But you don't want to come to a complete stop, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it's just all repetition, guys. You want to keep another tip is you want to keep your RPMs like really high. That's what these bikes like, is high RPM when drifting. So you want to keep those revs really high, especially from the get-go. Like when you pop your clutch, you want your revs to be super high. So I'll show you that one time so you guys kind of get the visual aspect of it. and you can hear it, so I won't talk. Always keep the RPMs as high as you can, because that's what these bikes like when they're drifting. So RPM's really high. That's what gets that back tire to spin like a motherfucker. It just, the higher RPM, the higher you are in the RPMs, the faster that tire is gonna spin. So if you pop your clutch on limiter, it's gonna obviously start going as fast as the limiter goes, you know, in that gear. So you guys kind of get the idea with that. So a lot of people don't use their front brake at all to initiate, to drift, or anything. Sometimes I do. It's just personal preference. It just makes my front end feel like it sticks a little bit better. But lately I have not been using it at all, which kind of just speeds up your drifting a lot. So that's another thing too, is for beginners, if you guys are just beginning or like trying to start to do circles with the front brake and whatnot, it's pretty relative in a way where you can kind of do like drift burnouts, which I'll show you that right now. Is you can come in and act like you're gonna drift, and I'm on my front brake right now, and you find Sea Bear do that a lot on his baggers. He'll come in and he'll just drag the front brake a little bit, which is what I'm doing right now. And that just slows down. You can control your drift a little bit more. You can slow it down or speed it up or whatever you want to do. So for beginners, if you guys want to get into that and you're a little hesitant on, you know, like having that speed behind you, you can always do it that way, and then gradually let off of the brake once you get more comfortable with it. This man right here, he's just learning how to drift right now, so I'm actually gonna go ask this man some questions and see what his problems and issues he's having with drifting, and we'll get his input on kind of like a beginner's look on the drift game, and then see if I can help him out with some drifting. Alright, John, so we're here. We're gonna ask you a few questions on kind of like a beginner's standpoint on this drift game. So what has been your major challenges so far getting into the drift game?
So I think the number one challenge for me and probably for a lot of people is just like knowing where to start. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
A drift isn't something where you can go out and do your little baby drift. So for me, even like mustering up the courage to think about it on the Dyna,
right,
took a lot of work. And then getting from that point to where you're actually on the bike, like I didn't even know where to begin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, for
like,
sure.
How do you go from like sitting on the motorcycle to all of a sudden you're spinning in circles and you're not like looping or height siding or flipping the bike? So
right.
Honestly, that's my biggest challenge. Like, where do you even begin?
Yeah,
you know?
for sure. So we were just talking again, and another few things that I think is was a major factor of me being scared on drifting when I was learning was the speed factor of it. It's very scary to go fast and countersteer out of it. So if that's a concern of yours, using your front brake will be the best thing you could do in those situations, just to slow it down and we'll have this man try it out here soon, maybe. We'll see.
Hey, I'll give it a shot.
We'll see.
We'll give it a shot.
But yeah, using your front brake, slowing it down, and then you could gradually get into the speed and eventually use no front brake, as the big dogs are doing, right?
Or so I'm told.
Or so I'm told.
So this is gonna be your first drill right here. All right, so he's gonna demonstrate it. So that's drill number 1.
Now you notice how I turned in right away?
Yeah.
Like right when I initiated it, I turned my bar straight into it. Like usually people will do one of these, like.
And you got to get all your weight off the front, right? All right, so the biggest challenge prior to today, I've never done a rolling burnout on the Harley, let alone trying to do circles. You know, I was always freaked out by it. The two biggest challenges for me was figuring out how much front brake to give it. I always gave it way too much. And then the other huge one that Dom told me is you got to be balls on the tank, all that weight on that front wheel. And as soon as you start to burn out, you're turning into it and then controlling the throttle. So obviously I'm just learning, so I don't have all those different tricks dialed in, but those are the things that I'm kind of figuring out to get to a point where I can do the rolling burnout. And I can already tell once I get to where those are dialed in and consistent, trying and just thinking about doing a drift is going to be way easier, like way easier. So far Dom's on point. Who would have thought, dude? Who would have thought?
Who would have thought, right? That second one, do that same thing on that second one as the first one. Like, you know.
fast did I get here?
I don't know.
'Cause I was doing at least 120 down the 303.
So we're here at the end of our sesh. Everyone's just hanging out. I hope this video helps you guys get a little further along on your drifting. And again, like I said before, guys, when I was riding, it's all preference when trying to drift. Whether you want to use your front brake, trying, or just go all out and use no front brake and go as fast as you want. Like this man, he's crazy man over here, just no front brake. Savage. And this guy. So we'll get these guys' inputs on some drifting real quick from a beginner standpoint to a, I would say, no, I would say a rookie Supercross season pro right there.
Intermediate. Just say amateur.
No, rookie Supercross season, dude, because you're there. You're just like
Privateer.
you're you know, you're factory ride. You got some support, bro.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And then you guys already got my input on it while I was riding my bike. So
Straight savage.
so yeah, we'll talk to these guys real quick and then get on out of here.
Roll over here.
All right, so we'll start with me. I'm like the biggest rookie you could find out there, aside from somebody who's never ridden a motorcycle. So for me, the most challenging part of the drift game is getting the RPMs up high. Yeah, getting the RPMs up high. Like 9 times out of 10, when I come into the skid and pop it, like I'm trying to pop a wheelie, I just don't have RPMs high enough. Prior to coming into this though, I did mess around on dirt a little bit. I took the bike out on a wet surface when it was raining, just getting comfortable with the back tire being loose and with keeping my foot on as opposed to putting your foot down.
Right.
And then another thing that Dom had me do today, which I'd never done prior, was the rolling burnout and starting to turn into it, and that helped out a ton. And just, you know, to be able to add one more trick to the repertoire, even though I'm not dialed in yet. So those are the big ones though, but definitely you got to get those RPMs up high and go mess around in the dirt, get comfortable with that back tire getting loose and wobbly. And then you'll be like this dude in like 2 weeks.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, I started the same place. I started on the dirt bikes in the dirt, and I was just playing around, and then I got the 883 Sportster, and that thing you have to have the RPMs up to do like drifts or anything. So that's what taught me to keep the RPMs up and carry like my momentum through the drifts. And another thing, when like you're coming in, sliding in, you want to like scoot up a little more and stay centered with the bike. So when you come in and like slide it and you dump that clutch and get it like going, you're gonna be centered with the bike, and it's not gonna want to like, you're gonna be riding the bike instead of the bike riding you. So if like you're sitting back on the seat, it's just gonna spit you off. And
Yeah.
all that stuff. So you want to stay centered with it and keep the RPMs up. And then eventually like you could like tap the front brake and like help you dip it and everything and all that. But that's like when you're getting more comfortable with the drifts and all that. And another thing that you could try, like starting like a rolling burnout, like coming up and like sitting down into it, just like easing on that front brake and just trying to like keep a nice steady circle going and like
Nice
getting
and
the
smooth.
feel of how the bike's gonna handle and stuff. You can try to
Yep.
foot up, foot down, however you feel comfortable with. But it just all depends on whatever you want to be trying.
Sir.
Yeah. One thing I'll add for me, the higher RPMs, worst case, if your RPMs are too high up, you're gonna low side the bike. You know,
Right.
it slides out, whatever. But I have a tendency of not getting them high enough and then chopping the throttle, which equals a high side, which is far worse. It's gonna be more harmful for you, more harmful for the bike. So again, you just gotta get it through your head and just kind of break through those first couple times, get the RPMs up high, get comfortable low siding the bike and tipping it over, because you're gonna do it, and then you find that sweet spot. I'll get there eventually.
We'll get there.
Seat time is key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the seat time you can get take advantage of it for sure.
Yes, sir. And this man, it was first day drifting right here, this guy.
First day and you're killing it.
And you're
already.
killing it already. So
I'll take it, dude.
I don't know if you're a good learner and he's a good learner, and
I'm just a guy that can teach. I don't know what it is.
Yo, hit up Dom training sessions.